Welcome back, you guys. This is your second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update for Wednesday, September 23rd. Happy Wednesday, you guys. We've got a lot to jump into today, so let's not waste any time. As of yesterday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi as well as Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin actually came to an agreement, and a bill has actually been passed by the House. I cannot wait to share those details with you guys. Also, the exact efforts that the House Democrats are actually taking to renew the second round of $1,200 stimulus checks and the new stimulus bill that the White House is actually going to present. I'm going to share all of these details with you in this video. Now, for those of you guys who are brand new here, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate more money, and how to generate multiple streams of income. So if you are interested in that, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And also, really quick fun fact, did you guys know that if you invested only $50 per week at a rate of 10% per year from age 30 to age 60, you would actually have $470,000 and you would be generating over $42,000 per year in interest off of that $50 per week investment? I thought that was pretty cool. I decided to share that with you guys. And a quick reminder, my financial freedom program is coming out super soon, and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. But let's get into the content. It's incredibly rare, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi reached a spending agreement with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin as well as Republicans. I mean, like, when do these guys ever reach any kind of an agreement, right? The House and the Senate have been back and forth for months without any agreement, so this is incredibly rare to me. So anyway, Pelosi actually said that this particular proposal would include $8 billion for nutrition assistance for school children and families. It renews the pandemic EBT program that actually provides food while schools are actually closed. This benefit was actually supposed to end by the end of this month, but this proposal will actually extend this benefit for a full year. Now, it's clear that the urgency behind this bill being passed is to prevent a government shutdown, which was actually scheduled to occur on September 30th. The idea is that passing this bill between the House and the Senate will actually create some momentum to be able to create and pass larger stimulus packages between the two legislative branches in the future. So this bill will actually provide government funding up until December 11th, getting us through this September 30th potential shutdown date and also getting us past the November 3rd election. Now, in spite of the fact that this bill passed with overwhelming support from the House of Representatives, this bill actually still needs to pass through the Senate. The House Democrats and the Senate Republicans could barely agree on anything, and that's exactly why the negotiations have been taking forever, right? However, out of all of those disagreements, the one thing that has been agreed upon is a second round of $1,200 stimulus checks to the American people. In fact, just yesterday, House Democrats actually made a very firm push to renew their efforts for a second round of stimulus checks. In fact, the House Democrats reaffirmed their commitment to sending that relief in a hearing that took place just yesterday between Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin as well as Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. The Senate attempted to pass a smaller relief package, but it was shot down last week. There was no way that that bill was going anywhere with all of the Democrats within the Senate shooting it down, as well as one of the Republicans. That particular bill would have reinstated the unemployment insurance benefits at $300 per week, but the Democrats just couldn't get behind it because it lacked funding for state and local governments, food assistance, as well as stimulus checks and other particular measures that were of interest to the Democrats. According to House of Representative Al Green, he said that economic impact payments must be made because the rent must be paid. He said, if we do not do this, we will put persons at risk of being evicted at a time when we are having a pandemic that is still taking lives in this country. I read through the comments every single day, so I know exactly how antsy most of my viewers feel right now in terms of waiting on that next round of stimulus checks. However, apparently the stock market is also getting incredibly antsy. In fact, we've seen a significant pullback from the recent highs that we've experienced from the rebound that we saw back in March. And out of the number of different economic factors that we know that the Senate is closely watching, the stock market is one of them. The Senate is definitely looking at unemployment numbers, they're looking at the jobs report, and of course they're looking at the stock market, the value of the US currency, etc., etc. So anyway, the stock market had a significant pullback recently, and so many investors lately have been saying that they believe that the behavior in the stock market is in direct relationship to either how closer or how much further away we're getting from another stimulus package. Now, according to CNBC's Jim Cramer, he actually said, if we get a stimulus package and you're out of the market, you will feel awful. And so what Jim Cramer meant by this statement is that if you're out of the market, meaning you're not currently invested in the market, once the government passes a stimulus package, he's expecting that the stock market will shoot up. And if you're not in the market, you're going to miss out on a significant amount of profit. So I just figured I'd kind of share that with you guys because everyone is being affected by this, and the stock market is definitely a key indicator that, you know, all branches of government are certainly looking at. He also warned that without additional stimulus for the United States economy, devastated by business restrictions designed to limit the spread of the virus, the stock market's rally from its March 23rd pandemic low could be at risk. In other news, it's been said that if we do not get the new stimulus done, this industry has a hard cliff of October 1st. We're talking the range of 100,000 people who could be in the unemployment lines as early as next week. Now, this was a statement made directly from Nicholas Calio, who is the CEO of the trade group Airlines for America. And so basically he is speaking on behalf of airlines, and he is warning the number of layoffs, the number of jobs that could potentially be lost if stimulus isn't passed for the airline industry. Now, of course, I've heard mixed opinions from you guys in the comments about, you know, the amount of money that was allocated for companies to be able to receive bailouts, you know, for big companies such as, you know, the airlines and so forth. Now, despite many empty seats, airlines have kept flying with help from a $50 billion allotment that was a part of the CARES Act that was passed back in March. This money is actually running out, believe it or not, and they've actually been kind of burning through hundreds of millions of dollars per week. He also said that airlines are in dire shape and they're actually losing approximately $5 billion collectively per month. And with all that, we are still not producing the kind of revenue that we need to support the number of employees that we have. And so this is his warning basically to all of his employees, to the federal government. Hey, you know, government, we need you guys to step in and kind of bail us out. And so here comes another bailout, guys. But, you know, when this bailout comes, if this bailout comes, at least you kind of understand that, you know, it's not just the companies that are receiving this bailout. It's actually going to save some jobs in the event that this particular bill actually passes. And the Trump administration has responded. In fact, on Tuesday, they said that it would actually support separate funding measures to provide additional financial relief for airlines in order to stave off or at least potentially postpone this massive wave of layoffs in the airline industry. And even beyond the amount of jobs that would be lost, the government doesn't want to reduce the number of flights that are available for, you know, many commuters that actually need airlines to be able to travel on. So anyway, I mean, this is definitely a very difficult situation to deal with. I would never want to be president during this era. So two Republican senators by the name of Roger Wicker of Mississippi and Susan Collins of Maine offered a $28 billion stimulus package to the airline industry. And this measure was actually announced on Monday. Now, even if this were to pass out of the Senate, it would definitely need Nancy Pelosi's support. And I personally don't quite know what her stance is on airlines. Now, I do know that many of the airlines actually have a union. And as far as the USPS is concerned, she was obviously fully supportive of the United States Postal Service. The Postal Service also has a union. And so maybe this is another bill that the House of Representatives may end up backing because there's that alliance. And so maybe this is another area where both the House of Representatives and the Senate can see eye to eye and reach an agreement to save potentially hundreds of thousands of jobs and keep the number of flights available for people who actually need to commute. All right, guys. So my question for you guys, in terms of jobs, careers, many of you guys are out looking for work. Obviously, many of you guys are interested in when are we going to see that next round of stimulus checks. I've got a question for you guys, though. If you guys could drop me a comment down below, I would love to know where you stand on this. For those of you guys who are looking for new jobs, I'd like to know, what are you guys doing in order to find new jobs? Are you looking online? Are you looking in the newspaper? Are you reaching out to friends like within your network? I'm just curious to know, for those of you guys who are actually out there looking for new work but are struggling to land a new position, I'd like to know if you could just drop me a comment down below. Let me know exactly where you're looking, how you're looking, and how frequently are you looking, and how many resumes are you submitting? How many applications are you submitting per day? I would just love to kind of get a general consensus in terms of my audience and how well you guys are able to land jobs, because I'm hearing a lot of mixed opinions in terms of what jobs are available and what jobs are not available. So lots of people are actually saying that, hey, I'm able to find a job really, really quickly. And, there's actually a labor shortage, meaning like there's more people, there's more companies looking to hire than there are actually people looking for work. But then other people are kind of saying like, well, I've been having difficulty landing new jobs. So I just love to hear from you guys, just to kind of, since you guys are the boots on the ground, I'd love to know what's really going on. So anyway, guys, that's all for this stimulus check update and stimulus package update. I'd love to hear from you guys. Always love to hear from you guys. I read all the comments. And of course, financial freedom programs coming out very soon. I hope to see you guys in there, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.